Hello, this is Dr. Anthony Fesmire. This is the third video in a series on minor pentatonic scales, and we've been focusing in on the A minor pentatonic scale. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and check out position 3. In order to do that, I'm going to start with position 2, where I have my second finger on a C note, followed by my pinky on a D note. So here's position 2. So for position 3, I'm going to go ahead and take that D note that I'm playing with my pinky for position 2, and that will be my first note of position 3. So let's go ahead and start that with my second finger. And this is how the pattern will work. Now this one's a little bit different. We're going to keep our fingers so nice and close together. There's no crazy stretches in any of these scales. But for this one, I will need to change my position as I get up to the B string. So we'll watch out for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play second finger on that D note. That's the 10th fret of the low E string. And then up to my pinky on an E note. Now I'm going to follow that same fingering for the first 3 strings of this particular scale. So I'll have second pinky, second pinky, second pinky. It's really helpful on the guitar to take advantage of these different shapes that you see. You don't want to rely on the shape so much that you don't understand what the notes are. So that's why I'm always talking about what the note names are as we're working through these scales. But since guitar is such a position-oriented instrument and shape-oriented instrument, it makes a lot of sense to take advantage of that. Okay, so I've got second pinky, second pinky, second pinky for the first 3 strings. That will give me a D followed by an E, a G followed by a C followed by a D. Now on the G string, I'm going to use my first finger, just staying in the same position. Should just be very natural to put down my first finger on an E note and then reach up to the G note with my pinky. The G note is the 12th fret of the G string and the E note is the 9th fret. Now let's go ahead and just get familiar with those first 4 strings. So I've got D, E, second pinky. I've got G, A, second pinky, C, D, second pinky, and E, G, first pinky. Now here's where it gets a little bit tricky. I'm going to now move my first finger to the 10th fret of the B string. That's an A note. So I'm actually going to have to switch positions. So now my first finger, 10th fret of the B string, again an A note. I'm going to play first pinky there, which is A to C, or 10 to 13 in terms of the actual frets. And then the last 2 notes will be D and E. I'll go ahead and use my first and third for those notes. Okay, so the entire scale is second pinky, second pinky, second pinky, first pinky, move up 1 fret, first pinky, first third. And then, of course, descending. Now, with this scale, sometimes people feel that it's a little bit awkward to do all these strings in a row with second pinky. They don't feel like that's very practical for a performance situation. So a lot of folks will go ahead and use first, third, first, third, first, third, reach back with their first. Then they might use their pinky, although some people will continue to use their third. And then first pinky, or even first third, and then first third again. Okay, so here's that scale all the way through.